Hey buddy, it's Victus. Time another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. Hope your Tuesdays are going off to a great start. It's a quick reminder just to let you all know that in about an hour from now, I'm going to be taking part in Bear Taffy's Balatro tournament, which I'm surely going to lose immediately, but it's going to be a fun time either way, so definitely go check it out. It's going to be on Bear's Twitch TV channel, but I'm also probably going to be streaming it as well, so head on over to my channel or Bear's in about an hour or so. That's when we will be live. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Kandumaru. Title of the thread was, "Hi D100, you look like you got something to say. Do you? I have to go now. My planet needs me." Yeah. So it's been theorized that the D100 rolled into Backpack, which then rolled again, getting rid of the D100. So that's the working theory anyway. Also, of course, if you end up having the D100 or the Backpack and then you lose it somehow, you automatically lose one of your spacebar items. It doesn't just give you an item pedestal sometimes. So DJ is gonna be Hotel November Mike Sierra 1 Bravo Kilo Tango. I swear we've had that seed before. Horrible damage. Good movements, or good HP to start with. Not great movement speed, of course. Tears rate is average. I saw that shot. No, I'm not gonna pretend I didn't see that. Anarchist Cookbook, of course, to start it off here with with Dead Sea Scrolls. We also have the Apple to start off with, and I do not want Betrayal because Betrayal is bad. I'm just gonna say it right now. But yeah, we need movement speed real bad. Really, really, really bad. Obviously, I'm going to go back and go get those soul hearts after we're done with the floor, but right now we want to preserve them so we don't accidentally take some unneeded damage before we go into our devil deal. It's just a nice, easy, conservative way to play. There's no reason to pick them up when we can just simply go get them after the boss. I have to forgive my coughing today. It's a little bit worse for wear, only because I went to a convention over the weekend and also had some crazy, insano Pokemon pulls that were very hype. Let's put it that way. So my voice is a little bit iffy, but it is what it is. Okay, well, that pays for our heart to get out of the curse room, so it's good. The Apple will allow us to shoot out a Razor Blade every now and then, which deals 250% or 300 damage, something like that, 300% damage. It's a lot. And the Dead Sea Scrolls will trigger a random spacebar effect every single time we use it. It can give you HP. It can sometimes give you good stuff. Most of the time it doesn't. It does not trigger like the D4 or something like that. It can trigger other things, though, which is bad. Kind of bad. But since we have nothing else to use it for and our stats are kind of doo-doo anyway, it's no real big deal. I'd love to go re-roll that item room again. And unfortunately, we're starting off with Famine, although we did proc the Necronomicon, which just yeeted all of Famine's buddies here. And I have seen, since the last recording, I have seen Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire, and people have been waiting for my response, or my reaction to it. I was thinking actually about doing a standalone video, but I don't want people thinking like I'm a movie reviewer, because I'm definitely not. I don't see enough movies to review. It just happens to be like a golden age for Godzilla fans, because obviously we've had two incredible films pretty much back to back almost within a few months of each other. So, but yeah, I won't talk about spoilers, of course, or anything like that. But I would say definitely go see it. You're not going to get -1. It's a totally different experience. But you are going to get a fun popcorn flick. One that you just kind of turn your brain off and just have fun. Just don't even worry about the human characters or like the plot or anything, because it's all about the Monster Rumble. And trust me when I say there's plenty of that. So I would definitely give it a very, very high A for the action. I do wish that Godzilla was more of a central character, though. They focus a lot on Kong, and I don't watch Godzilla films for Kong. I watch it for Godzilla. So that's all I'm gonna say. Definitely go see it. Now, that's not the only thing I'm going to say about the experience of watching the movie, which is a total interesting story, which I will get to on the next floor, because it warrants its own segment. Trust me. You're gonna want to hear it. For right now, we're going to see if we can get one more roll. 1 cent, one roll. on our item room. If we end up taking the swarm, it's fine. We didn't. We get Lazarus's rags though, which is, yeah, you know, yeah. If we need more damage, I mean, we could turn into Lazarus II, so it's better than the swarm, that's for sure. But I forgot the heart. It's okay. So going on to last week's question of the episode, the most upvoted comment came in from Civic Average 7963, who said, question, do you prefer original characters or their tainted counterpart? In almost every single scenario, it's going to be their regular non-tainted counterparts. So this is true. This holds true for almost every single character except for Tainted Keeper. I think that people who know me by now know that that's probably like the easiest answer for me to respond with, but it is true. I love Tainted Keeper. I love the idea behind Tainted Keeper. I think that it is one of the most unique ways to play the game, and I really wish that they would do something more like that for the other Tainted characters, but they didn't. So, I mean, we have something similar, I guess, to Tainted Maggie, and also, well, just Tainted Maggie. But yeah, I love the Tainted Keeper. Everything else, though, is kind of meh. Although I will say that, like, speaking of Tainted Maggie and speaking of like other Tainted characters that I don't mind. Oh man, okay, this is about to get crazy, y'all. Other characters I don't mind. I don't mind Tainted Samson. I think Tainted Samson's okay, although his passive does get annoying in the late game when like you just have to wait for Berserk to just stop. Another character that I think is okay was Tainted Maggie, comparatively speaking, but I'd still rather just have Maggie. Same thing goes for Tainted Eve. I know, Tainted Eve, she has Sumptorium, I know. But at the same time, I'd rather just have Eve with Sumptorium. So yeah, there's very little circumstances where I would actually want the tainted character over the non-tainted character. So thank you very much, Civic Average. And now we're gonna get to my story about Godzilla, Kong, the New Empire, and the experience of the movie. I'm not going to be talking about the movie in general. I'm not going to be saying anything about the movie. So those of you who are worried about spoilers, don't worry. I'm not going to talk about the movie. I am going to talk about the experience of the movie. What I mean by that is it was certainly a memory to hold. So, what happened... What had happened was, it was date night, and my date, she decided that, well, she was gonna buy the tickets, because I usually buy the tickets. I'm just like that, but she was gonna do it, and I was like, cool. So she bought the tickets and ended up buying it for the wrong theater. We went to our favorite theater, and I am like super always happy to go there. And she sent me a screenshot of the tickets, and I was like. I was tired at the time, but like I thought maybe I had just seen something. I was like, I'm pretty sure that says Cinemark, but that's all right. You know, yeah, maybe I'm just tired. All right, so we get to the theater, and I promise this is going somewhere. We get to the theater, and it turns out that it was not Cinemark. That she bought the tickets for Cinemark. We don't go to Cinemark, okay? So obviously we were like, well. This is the theater I want to see it at because I've been waiting like a whole week and a half to see this thing. So we decide that we're going to she was just going to buy a second set of tickets. And I was like, you don't have to, but she did. Cool. So luckily for us, we get to a 10 o'clock showing again, which was the original time. And I was like, cool, this is great. Then something started to seem off. What I mean by that is when we got in there, the seats look weird to me, and I was like, huh, they look kind of weird. I wonder why they're black and they have hydraulics underneath them. Well, it turns out, and she didn't know this at the time, but she ended up buying tickets to the 4D experience. Now, as someone who has never experienced a 4D movie, I can tell you one thing, and one thing right now. If you go into it without knowing what you're getting into, brother, sister, you are about to have your mind blown. turning into Black Judas, by the way. So the 4D experience, and I'm an expert in this now because I've lived through it to tell the tale. The 4D experience involves those chairs that you see at like Universal theme parks and stuff, where they don't just vibrate along with the movie and move along with like the camera shots. When I say that they throw you around as if you're in a car wreck, I mean you are not able to function at any point during the movie unless if there's literally nothing going on. And I don't know if you know anything about monster movies or not, but there's usually a lot going on for the entire duration. Okay? So, imagine my surprise, because I left to go get food. I left to go get popcorn. We went to our seats, and then I was like, hey, I'm going to go drink some popcorn, because like we had like a pizza and stuff. So she was like, that's cool. This is before the trailer started. Imagine my surprise when I get back there. When I get back to my seat, and I see, like, the trailers have already started. The first trailer that played was Twisters, the new completely unneeded sequel to a movie that did not need a sequel. And imagine my surprise when I look over and I walk into that theater and there is literally popcorn flying everywhere. People are laughing and screaming. Kids are crying. And the seats are throwing people around. And I got back to our row and I looked at my date. And she looked at me with a very, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry look on her face. And I'm sure that I was looking at her like, surely it's not going to be like this for the entire movie. Look, right? So, and I hadn't eaten anything. I was starving, okay? So, you can't eat in these chairs, all right? Now, the first thing that she did, and she told me this after the fact, was that she shut off the water. Yes. I said water. Because guess what? In 4D theaters, the theaters shoot water in your face to give you the simulation of being sprayed in the face with water. By that, I mean with rain and ocean spray and stuff. So I figured, oh, well, if she can turn that off, well, surely you can just turn the chairs off, right? I asked her, and she said no. She looked at me with a very nervous grin and said no, and still smiled at me. And I was like, oh boy, it's gonna be a night. So, I didn't eat I attempted to eat one slice of pizza because that was all I could do. In between, literally every bone in my body being thrown around and shook on this damn not recliner chair. And I remember looking over at her while everything was shaking, like the entire world was crumbling before my feet, right? And things are going crazy. It's loud in the theater for the trailers, whatever. And I look over at her while I'm holding my popcorn in one hand and attempting to hold my drink in the other, which was absolutely failing. And I give her the biggest, like, wide-eyed, like, not pursed lips, but just like, you know, like, yeah, you can't see me right now, but you know the look I'm giving. Like, I just look over at her just like... So, to sum it all up, you could not pay me enough money in the world to want to watch a movie with the 4D experience. I can think of so many other things that I would rather do than ever see a movie in 4D again. And maybe I'm just an old fuddy-duddy, and maybe I can't hang with today's youths. All I know is that It didn't look like anyone was enjoying themselves. Children were crying out of fear. And at the end of the movie, we spoke to a couple who were behind us, and they just happened to wait to see a post-credits scene. Which I'm not going to say whether or not there was one or not. I'm just not going to spoil anything. And we talked to the couple behind us after everything had wrapped up. And I said very casually, I was like, I don't understand how people are supposed to eat in these chairs. And the guy said very plainly, you don't. So, that's it. That's what can I say? It was definitely an experience. And I know that she felt bad, and because obviously I had been waiting. The reason why I hadn't been seeing Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire yet was because I was waiting for her to be able to see it as well, because she wanted to see it, and I wasn't going to go see it without her. So I was like, I was doing the chivalrous thing. So she felt really bad, and on top of all that, it was certainly an experience for a lifetime. But just allow me to say, just let me save you the time and hassle. Unless if you're a 10-year-old who's hopped up on Sour Patch Kids, you probably will not enjoy the 4D experience. It was... Now, this is where I'm going to be calling upon the mosh pit. And you can tell me whether or not I'm being an old fuddy-duddy or not. Have you ever been to the 4D experience? Oh no. That's real bad. Why did it have to be Kane's Other Eye? And that's why we don't take blind items, everybody. Yeah, this is absolutely cooked. We may actually die on this run because of Kane's Other Eye and Ipecac. So remember the reason why I don't take Fate's Reward or Mom's Eye? It's for this very reason. It's about not controlling your outgoing damage. And I know people are going to want to try to bring up the hypocrisy of Loki's horns. I've already talked about that. We are in grave danger here. I don't know who in their right mind would think that this is a great combo. We 100%, 1000% need to reroll or we will die. That's no cap on that. Or somehow get a massive amount of invincibility or explosion immunity, but this is the most dangerous situation that we've been put in a while. Because here's the thing with Kane's Other Eye, it does not always shoot in the same direction that you're firing. This is bad. But I tell you one thing, I'd rather still play this build than go see a movie in the 4D experience. Yeah, D-Bizzle, you're going to have to work mega overtime to keep us from dying here. We have to use Dead Sea Scrolls on every cooldown just to try to give us HP. Legit, I'm out. Take the full card so we can maybe get some more HP, although it's not going to matter too much. Is that an Eevee? Looks like an Eevee buddy. Book of Belial is not going to help us out, as Kane's Other Eye shoots directly behind us again. The less shots that we fire, the better. Legitimately, I think we are going to die on this run, unless if we get super lucky. Please, for all the love that is holy, please give this a reroll. Otherwise, we will die on this run. People say, "Oh, Zavicta plays too safe. Oh, he doesn't take blind items." Yeah, this is the reason why that rule exists. The only reason why I took it was because we're Black Judas. I figured that there's no way that we would get something like Mom's Eye or Kane's Other Eye, but this is firmly cemented that we will never take another blind item again. Ever. Yeah, that's just... Crack the skizzle. Yeah, appreciate what you're trying to do here. As he scrolls, I really do. I wish I could appreciate it even more, but see, the thing is that, like, I need HP, otherwise, like, we're cooked. I don't want to be in this room, thank you. The only saving grace here is taking the Polaroid and maybe getting an HP upgrade here and there to save us. That's the only thing that we can do here, other than reroll. This may possibly kill us here on this fight. We don't even take devil deals here. No. Does Ipecac Dr. Fetus gives us... Does this give us explosion immunity or poison immunity? Oh, baby. Oh, we're saved. Thank good God that I went to that boss rush. Wow. I mean, you couldn't write a crazier set of circumstances. That's unbelievable. Legitimately unbelievable. Wow. Now that is us cashing in all of our luck for the rest of this year. Like, the odds of us getting Dr. Fetus after getting Ipecac and then Curse of the Blinded, Kane's Other Eye is... I don't even know what the chances of that happening are. Because we were dead. Like, we were legit, like, screwed. We were absolutely toasted. The Polaroid... So my idea was that if we get hit in a room that isn't a boss room, we just run for the door. Because that's all we can do. Oh man, that was that. Now that would have been, that definitely would have been a bummer on the week. That's for sure. Whew. All right, where were we? Who's worried about this run? Not me. I mean, the game bailed us out hard. Just wanted us to sweat a little bit. And I can respect that. And it's got to keep me on my toes. I understand that. Yumheart just give us an HP, or am I tripping? Or am I seeing the Eternal Heart from before? Sin gives us a key. Do want another HP upgrade. So anyway, yeah, the 4D experience they can keep the experience. That was, and we are going to go see the movie again because, like, I missed so much just trying to, like, stay still in my chair that I was like, I was just worried about, like, spilling stuff, and, like, I just stopped trying. I didn't even take a drink of my drink after a while, because when I say impossible, I mean it is impossible. Like, try to imagine, okay? Try to imagine being in let's say a very low to the ground car while driving over railroad tracks, but constantly, and also the tracks are like 5 inches off the ground every single time. That's what those chairs felt like. And if you think I'm exaggerating, if you think that I'm being a little too extra right now, I promise you, there's probably someone in the comment section who's like, no, he's actually, like, right. It's actually terrible. But what I will say, though, is that I didn't know that they even filmed the movie in 3D. So if you get to go see it in 3D, definitely go do that, because the movie was absolutely, for the parts that I could see anyway, the movie was absolutely, like, gorgeous. Maybe in like a month or so, I'll do like a spoiler warning, like, review of Godzilla. Let's put it this way: whenever it comes out to home media, that's when I'll do it. We still might die, by the way. I do not trust this run at all. Amazing that we hit poison everywhere in this room but on Mom. Obviously, we're doing an absolute butt ton of damage. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to live through all this, because everything else, well, it's right now it's a lack of, it's two things. It's a lack of mobility, because I have to move around to actually push these shots to get anywhere. And 1.4 movement speed is not great. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And second thing is that the problem with the shot speed is compounded by the fact that we have to get close to our enemies, which means that we have to have the movement speed to back away from them in order for us to avoid, or at least mitigate, some of that risk of damage. We can't do either of that because of the way that this build is running right now. So we can't. This is one of the few times in Isaac where you can't necessarily always, or at least totally rely upon your damage to keep you safe. This is a situation where our damage is very, very, very high, but our survivability is not. And it's not necessarily linked to our damage at this point. Now, that would definitely be the throw of all throws if we end up losing this run anyway after the fact, after getting bailed out by the game hardcore. I don't know what's going on in that room, but I'm glad that I'm out. Yeah. Could be a couple extra items here. Obviously, we're going to have to leave the wild card behind. That's fine. And you see this. We're not even able to get the bombs there to Isaac. We have to be right up on his grill. All right, here we go. Ares is nice. Haemolacria, I don't even know what that's going to do. That's not a good thing to even say in Isaac, but you know what? I'm going to take him anyway because I'm an idiot. Oh my god. Wait, did we get hit by the bombs or did we get hit by... We're getting hit. The D100. We have Fire Mind. And also BBF. Yeah, this is all bad. This is still all bad. BBF, you can go ahead and get away from me. You're gonna blow up on something, blow up on them. I don't know how we lived through that. Okay, four more room clears, and then we're at salvation, possibly, maybe. I wish they would stop giving us these RNG bosses. All right, baby. Nice proc there by a Thame. We need to make sure when we reroll, we go back to the starting room and not reroll inside of a boss room again, because it's just going to restart the room. The full charge here. We will live if we get hit, but I'd rather have 2 HP. BBF, you are absolutely the worst. My Little Unicorn might be our play out, but we have to get rid of this BBF combo first, because this is trash right here. What in the world? We have almond milk, but we have 3 damage somehow. I don't know how. I will take more HP. Wow, our movement speed is real bad. And also, I just found out that this is not the right way to go. Let's get another movement. Let's get another full charge on the D100, or at least partially on the D100 now. No. We take my little unicorn. Oh, we have backpack. School bag. Okay. This is like this is what it's like to chew 5 gum or whatever the heck that product was called. Yeah, this is what it's like to ride to watch a movie in 4D. It's this run right here. Somehow our damage is incredible. I don't know how, but somehow it is. This is also not the right way to go. I can speak to an adult, please. This is also not the right way to go. Are you kidding me? Wow, the schmoove. Now, I'm not willing to tempt fate again, when we can absolutely not have to worry about this run if we just simply find Blue Baby. Easier said than done, of course. There's no way it's down to the south. No way. Am I going insane? You're telling me that Blue Baby was one room removed from our starting area? No. No, it can't be. There's no way. It has to be up here. Yeah, okay. I was just being stupid. Well, hope you all enjoyed that ride. That was one of the most stressful runs that we've ever had, which got turned into, we're going to be fine again, which turned into, oh, we are actually dead, which turned into, we had nothing to worry about. Well, that's not true. We definitely had a lot to worry about, but what a roller coaster. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you click the like button, leave a comment down below. Make sure you ask your question of the episode. The most upvoted question will be right on next week's episode. And don't forget about the Balatro tournament that's going to be taking place in about 22 minutes from now, I think. Before I lie to you, let me double check Bear's. Let me double check Bear's Twitter here just to make sure I'm not lying. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm in the second group, which starts at 1 p.m. So in approximately 22 minutes and 8 seconds from now, I'll be live over on my Twitch and over on Bear's Twitch as well. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Mark J. Cameron, Ashley Keaton, and Medic Wolf. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.